the 12th and final day of Christmas decluttering, I'm going to do a get to know me video. Hello, my name's Rachel, and if you don't follow me already, I do videos all about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. And today we're going to do a little get to know me video because I thought there's quite a lot of new followers lately, so I thought it'd be really nice if I updated you on kind of who I am, what I do, how I came up with this kind of channel, what progress I've had, and kind of share where I'm at with you and answer some questions that you might have. I've kind of tailored it very much around my views on minimalism and kind of how I'm trying to develop my channel and how I'm trying to progress. So some of them are tailored a little bit more to minimalism than just generic stuff. But obviously it's important that we start with some generic stuff. So my name is Rachel, I live in Devon, and I have a 2-bed house, just a standard small house, live with my son, and I started my channel about 2 years ago. I'm actually a primary school teacher and I teach year 2, and I really enjoy it. I love sharing kind of everything that I know and I've learnt with others, so I think teaching is a really good job for me because I really enjoy that kind of aspect of things. And I kind of developed my channel as kind of an outlet for me to be a bit more accountable for my spend, and that's kind of where it started. So I think my very first video was how to do a no spend year, and I started 2 years ago. I think probably at the end of January it would be 2 years. What I decided was that I was going to clear my debt. That's where I started, that's what got me going to where I am. Yeah, so the starting point for me was knowing that I needed to stop spending money on rubbish, because I used to be spending probably like £500–600 a month I would have left over, and I couldn't tell you what I spent it on. I had nothing to show for it, and I just thought, why am I doing this to myself? And I think at the time I'd already cleared a little bit of debt, but I had maybe 7,000 or 8,000 of debt still. That was a student overdraft, it was the car loan, it was a sofa on not hire purchase, on like an interest-free loan. And I just thought, I need to get rid of this, I need to clear it. I'm wasting money on nothing, so why not put the money onto the debt and get it cleared so that I don't have that weight on my shoulder anymore of the debt. So that's what I did. Which kind of leads on to my next question, which is about how did I get onto minimalism. So like I said, originally I started with a no spend year, so I've been doing that for 2 years now, and I've reduced the amount of money that I spend. I don't buy anything unnecessary, but because I wasn't out spending money, I wasn't going to the shops, I wasn't spending on anything, I wasn't thinking about spending money, I had a lot of time, and with that time I started realising about all the things that I had already in my home, and I thought, well, as part of my process of clearing my debt, I would sell anything that I didn't need or didn't use to kind of raise more funds and help chip away at that debt, so it gave me some extra income that I could clear it faster. So I had lots of things that I just didn't really need. So I had lots of furniture, like excess furniture that I just didn't use. I had some collectible items, like I had Polly Pockets and things like that, and I was just like, why am I keeping them? I don't want to use them, I don't like them, I don't play with them, or I don't do this or anything with them, so why am I keeping it? As I started decluttering, I realised quite how much stuff I didn't need, and it was just before the home edit and Marie Kondo. It was just before that, so I'd already started clearing away, and I think by the end of that year was when everything started blowing up on Netflix about decluttering, and that's when I was just like, yeah, I can see why people are doing it. Like, it just made me feel so much better. And for me, I've been struggling with fatigue for like over 10 years now, and for me trying to do daily chores was just too much. And it's because I had so much stuff that I had to move so much stuff to be able to clean, had to tidy all the stuff, I had to organise all the stuff, had to maintain all the stuff. It just meant that it just was taking up more time than I could allow for that when I wasn't feeling my best. And I'm still not feeling like great, I'm still working on it, but it's a process. But minimalism had a really positive impact on my health. It just meant that it was so much easier to manage, and it just completely changed my mindset, changed my thinking about like life in general. It just had such a massive impact that I just wasn't expecting. So what started as just reducing my spend turned into this much bigger thing. So how did it change my life? It just meant that I had a completely different outlook. I have reduced the amount of stuff that I spend time on. I have cut anything that's unnecessary in my life. That's people, that's tasks, that's emotions. I'm just so much calmer, so much more level thinking than I ever have been, and that's due to not having that clutter around me, not having all the things around me, and it just frees up my mind to think that much clearer and have a different perspective. Next question is, what am I passionate about? I think, as you can tell, I'm already quite passionate about decluttering and minimalism. I think it's such a life-changing kind of concept to do. But I'm also really passionate about sharing my ideas and sharing what I know and what I learn. And I'm passionate about learning myself, which is probably why I became a teacher, because I really enjoy sharing information with others, which is another reason why I started this channel, because I really like sharing my ideas and having an impact on others. So hopefully this channel will do that and will help lots of people in the future. Do you know people who try to live a minimalist life? I don't have anybody that lives completely like a minimalist in the same way that I feel like I'm becoming a minimalist, but I have had an impact on the people around me. I think they've seen how much of a difference that has had on me, that they are actually trying to make that impact on themselves. I think they realised how much of an impact it would have on their mental health as well. So I have seen lots of people that are kind of taking that little nugget and running with it and seeing how that impacts them as well. So I'm seeing pockets of it now. What do I like about minimalism? So I really like that it has helped me to simplify my life and really see what's valuable to me. It's allowed me to pursue more of my passions, more of my interests, without putting anything at sacrifice. I feel like I have a richer life in many sense, because I just value things so much more and appreciate things so much more, and I invest in myself and invest in the people around me as well. Do you accumulate a lot of stuff? Not like I used to. So I'm really conscious about anything that I purchase now. Quite often it will take me a few months to make a decision about something. I don't do that many impulse buys like I used to. I'm still somebody that will go around the shop. I will have to go around like twice to be able to make a decision about whether or not I want something, and even still I might even put it back and come back another day if I still want it, because I'm very conscious that I am that person that will do that kind of impulse buy. I know that I've done that a lot before, so I'm very conscious of it. What aspects of minimalism don't you like? I think the only thing that I don't like about the concept of minimalism is some people's views on it. I think people think it's like silly that you don't have anything in your home, you don't have an exciting life, or it's boring, and that's just really not the case. So I think it's just more the perspective that people have. I think if more people understood how impactful it can be in a positive way, I think that kind of mindset would change. The next question is, what do you give as gifts for Christmas or special occasions? I try and buy something that I think that person will really like. And if I'm not sure what they want, or they're saying they don't want anything, I will ask them directly. I'm quite open with that, and I wouldn't be offended if somebody said they didn't like it. I would take that feedback and I would make sure that I was better for future. But I try and also gift kind of more time and experiences, and make sure that I make an effort in that way rather than just the monetary value of the gift. I try and think about something that might be quite special or kind of connect with them in a different way. I do try and think a little bit more about what it is I'm purchasing. Next question is, what social media do you use and how much time do you spend on it? So I'm obviously on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I am on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok. I never thought I'd go on TikTok. My friend convinced me to do it, and it's now got to a point where I've just had a video go viral, which is really exciting, and I'm now at 10,000 followers, which is great. So I get to share all my little acts of decluttering there. So if you want to see it, go and check it out. I've got videos up there kind of most days. how much time do I spend on them? So I try not to spend too much time, but at the minute it's all quite exciting because I've got loads of new followers, which is really good. The kind of word is spreading about decluttering. I think I've got it timed well for the time of the year because everybody wants to clear out for the new year, don't they? So it's given me a little boost, which is great. I try not to spend too much time on there, so I'm really selective about notifications. I don't have notifications for anything on TikTok. I only get the notifications if I go into the app, so nothing comes to me unless I click into it, so I try and restrict that. I also don't have very many notifications for Instagram either, whether it be my personal or my Declutter Your Life one. I don't want that pressure of the sound going off. I think that really annoys me in the first place. I only have notifications for text messages, WhatsApp and Messenger for people that I know, because I think that's the most important thing. Everything else is completely turned off, and I have to click into an app. So I do restrict my app usage in that way, and I try not to go on and post too much on personal accounts. I like being able to see other people's and sharing in their successes and things, and I share bits and pieces. Quite often it's just photography stuff when I've gone on a nice walk. I really like doing that, but I don't tend to post overly on there on my personal. Do you pay too much attention to reactions by friends and acquaintances? No. Yes and no. I pay attention to certain friends and family with their opinion because I value them and I value what their thoughts are, but that doesn't mean that I take it for gold or take it for that's set in stone. It helps me to form my opinion, but I'm not so bothered about what acquaintances think or people that I don't know, if I'm brutally honest. Because actually the important thing is people that are really close to you. I want to have a positive impact on others, but there's no point in dwelling on things that are out of your control. Does social media make you less productive? That's a tricky one. Yes or no? It does make me less productive in that I can be scrolling for longer than I would like, and that's a really bad habit. I think the only way I can get out of that is by planning stuff into my day and like time blocking for other things, and then I am less likely to be on those apps or checking anything. So I try not to be on it as often. I think it's easier when I'm at work because I tend to only be on for like a little bit in the evening, but when it's school holidays I'm on it a lot more because it's just something to do, isn't it? It fills the time, but I try and fill the time in other ways, but it's nice to just chill and see what other people are up to as well. Next question is, what are my goals? So my goals at the minute are to really boost up my kind of brand, I guess, as Declutter Your Life and see what happens with it. I have no expectations on what I want from it. I do have some like goals that I would like to do, as in like I'd like to be able to write a book, I'd like to be able to have a bit more of an influence on others in the sense of decluttering and minimalism and kind of develop that aspect, but I don't really know what I want from it yet. I think that's still kind of open, and I'm quite open-minded to different paths, different directions. I do set goals. I set goals quite regularly, but I set shorter goals that are achievable and kind of work towards them. So if I'm wanting to grow my channel, then my goal is to post regularly, to improve my editing and to do things like that. So I do have goals that are kind of working towards bigger things, but I'm quite open as to what the bigger thing will be, if that makes sense. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of an insight into myself and how I got started with decluttering and minimalism and where I'm kind of heading next. I'd love to be able to kind of declutter people's homes with them and things like that. That's probably something that I might like to do, or help people in a bit more of a way. I've now thought about doing a calendar which has the little apps of decluttering on, so that I can share that with you. I'm going to keep developing my website as well. So hopefully there are lots of things that will help me to move forward and kind of share with you along the way. And thank you for joining the 12 days of Christmas decluttering. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos on decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. Take care, bye.